Hello fellow geeks and welcome to the inaugural episode of Devastator XL. I'm your host, DeMarcus. Now I'm pretty sure you're wondering what D8XL is all about. It's all about news, reviews, opinions, and everything in between, from comic books, action figures, movies, music, hey, whatever. I'll probably be even throwing some surprises along your way. Don't worry, they're good surprises. Well, enough with all that. This is a big episode, so keeping with the big theme, popping up at your local Walmarts, I just got these today, popping up at your local Walmarts around the world, we have Marvel Universe Gigantic Battle Series 2. I don't know if they're officially in a series, but these are Walmart exclusives, and these are the second ones to come out from there. We have Marvel Universe Goliath, formerly known as Black Goliath, and we have Savage Frost Giant packaged with Loki, just in time for that new Thor movie. Alright, well, let's crack these open and let's get on that review. Alright, well, I just cracked these bad boys open, and this is what you get in each package. You get a 3 3/4 inch figure. You get the giant size figure. I don't know the exact dimensions on these. And then you get 2 reproduction comics with the Goliath and the Ragnarok Clone Thor pack. You get Civil War issue number 4. And this, I mean, these 2 characters figure heavily into Civil War number 4. Spoiler alert, it's kind of odd because this is the same issue that Black Goliath makes his big entrance and he's subsequently killed by Ragnarok with a hole through the chest. I just thought that was just kind of weird, but nonetheless, it's a cool little pack-in, gives you a little, not really so much background, but it shows the characters in action, and that's pretty cool. With the Savage Frost Giant and Loki 2-pack, you get a copy of Thor number 175. And I wasn't really expecting much from it, but, you know, I'm not a really big Thor fan. But when I opened it up, lots of awesome Jack Kirby artwork, and that is always a good thing. Let's go over the big guys first. Well, we have the Savage Frost Giant here, and he is the biggest of the gigantic battles figure. He's a little taller, and he's also a little bit heftier too. He's actually pretty kind of heavy. His joints are your usual big guy joints. He's articulated with ball joints in the shoulders, legs, you know, ankles and everything. One little point of note is his right hand is in that old-fashioned G.I. Joe kung fu grip to grip his stone axe. One of 2 accessories that he has. He actually has an axe accessory, and he has this helmet accessory, a skull helmet with horns and tusks, pretty hardcore, that he comes with, and it fits right on there. And it has cool paint apps, really cool bone, really cool texture. Really looks great. But the one point of note is on his left hand, he has fully articulated fingers. They're all articulated. Not on the right hand, but on the left hand. So if you're one of those immature collectors, or if you play with your toys, you can have them flip off Thor or whatever. Out of the 2, he wasn't really the one I was really looking for. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a huge Thor fan. But after I got him, he's a pretty impressive figure. And, you know, he's an army builder. You can actually army build him. He's just a generic frost giant. So if you're so inclined to, you could have multiples of these. And I think it'd be cool to have like 2 to 4 of these, because I like army building in 2s. 2 or 4 of these, and then have like the Thor movie frost giants around that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Goliath, now he was the one that I was really this Bill Foster Goliath. He was the one that I was actually the most excited about, because he's a pretty obscure figure. I think this is the only Bill Foster Goliath figure that's out, like, period, I think. And he captures the character well. The funny thing about this character, if I can compare him to the Hank Pym Goliath, funny thing about this character, this figure, is he's actually a slight retool. They actually used the same body. If you look at the contours on his outfit, the base figure is exactly the same, just repainted. They added a new belt, and they added a new head sculpt. But I think the repainting and retooling, it's pretty effective. He looks like how he's supposed to look. Like I said, he's one of my favorite characters. He has that obscurity factor, which I like about him. It's a cool figure. You've got no complaints from me. Let's go into the smaller figures that come with the giants. Ragnarok, aka Klaw, aka Clone Thor. He's, oddly enough though, he's actually presented as just Thor on the box, so that's weird. But Ragnarok here is, like I said, he's a straight repaint, retool of the comic 2-pack Thor figure. The skin tone's a little darker, a little more detail in here with the wash on his legs. His boots are brown as opposed to bright yellow. And the retool here is his face, which is almost similar to Thor, except he has white wings on his head. And he's got this Cyborg Superman T2 thing going on here. It's nothing. I don't really have any complaints with this figure. I mean, yeah, he's reused. You know, Hasbro catches a lot of flack for reusing their molds and everything, but I understand that it's for cost-cutting measures. But at any rate, he's cool. He's different enough to be his own character here, and you know, this is Ragnarok. I like the figure. Don't really have any real complaints about him. Now, moving on to Loki. There's Loki, the first comic book accurate Loki he's the first Loki for the Marvel Universe line, and he's more or less comic book accurate. He has more of the old school look to him. My only qualm with this thing is with this figure, he has no cape. I was kind of wishing he had a cape and maybe those shoulder pads. He actually, when I looked at him, I thought he used the Spider-Man body type or maybe even the Silver Surfer body type. Not the case. Looked a little closer, and he actually uses the body type, the Klaw body, save for a remold of the hand and the head there. And also forgot to mention that Loki actually has, I mean, he actually has a pretty cool head sculpt. I normally don't like figures with a really extreme expression, but this is Loki all the way. Kind of wish they'd give us a cape or something just to give him a little more flair. But I wanted a Loki figure to complement my Thor and my Enchantress figures, so this will be good enough. If they don't come out with another Loki, I'm not getting the movie one. This is good enough to fill that spot. All in all, I'm very pleased with the figures. There's really nothing, nothing really wrong with them. I like them. They're pretty good figures. Must get status. Would I call it a must get? Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't think I would call it a must get unless you're a Thor fan or you're a completist. I wouldn't say these are must get, but there's the obscurity factor of having a Bill Foster Giant Man, or Goliath, Black Goliath. Then there's Ragnarok, because I'm pretty sure they're probably not going to release a single carded Ragnarok. I mean, it just doesn't warrant a single card release. So there's the obscurity factor, and then there's just the cool factor of this guy being a badass figure, and the fact that this is the only comic accurate Loki right now. I think these are really cool figures. Not necessarily must get figures, but I think they'll add a little bit of diversity to your Marvel Universe line. Good figures, can't complain. Well, that does it for the first episode of Devastator XL, your guide to geek. Please subscribe because I've got a lot more in store for you. Thanks for watching.